The applied multivariate analysis course will be spread over 15 weeks, of which the 8th and the 15th week would be kept aside for assessments. So in the remaining 13 weeks, we'll be having 39 lectures. Most of these lectures would be on the applications of multivariate techniques to different types of data, primarily those used by natural scientists, by biological scientists and social scientists. So it will be more of an application type of study. Of course, there would be some modules where we'll be looking at the basic multivariate analysis techniques in theory. Primarily, we'll be looking at the multivariate normal distributions because this would be required for most of the applications that we will come across later on. Now, multivariate studies as applied are primarily of two types. One is the extension of the univariate studies that we do to multivariate data sets. For example, in univariate studies, we do a regression with a single response. We do an analysis of variance and analysis of covariance. We'll be extending these results to multivariate studies where we'll have multi-responses. So we'll have a multi-response regression model, a multivariate analysis of variance model, and a multivariate analysis of covariance model. So these are extensions of the univariate studies that we have previously done. Another aspect of multivariate studies is peculiar to multivariate data itself. This is because either they do not occur for univariate studies, or maybe it's too trivial for univariate studies. For example, we'll be looking at dimension reduction methods like principal component analysis, factor analysis, etc. Now, dimension reduction means you have several variables, and what we want to do is we want to minimize the number of variables so that it's easier to handle and interpret. So obviously, if you have a single variable as in univariate studies, this problem does not arise. So when you have a very large number of variables, we'll be looking at this type of studies. On the other hand, there are some multivariate studies which are trivial in case of univariate data. For example, when you have to group or classify individuals. Now, if you have a single variable, then it's very easy to classify. You just decide on a given cutoff point and you decide on 2 or 3 groups depending on these cutoff points. But when you have multivariate data, these cutoff points would be sort of planes, and it would be very difficult to identify these cutoff points. So classification would be one of the problems that we'll come across. Now, when we look at multivariate data, the primary objective of this data is to synthesize this and to get meaningful interpretations. The whole course would be focused on this aspect rather than on the theoretical aspect of multivariate studies. And I hope that not only students of statistics, but also students of other sciences would benefit from this course.